doing so automatically, more or less, the images. Ask the leader of the Austrian official delegation, Mr. Wessel.
Economic Joint Committee in the afternoon, and it's a sign of the increasing interest of Austria, of the business environment. From the Austrian point of view, it's also very important instrument in the unit 2015 and in Paris 2016, and we are looking forward to the next issue of this Berlin process is the connectivity agenda, as well as electricity and energy. Connectivity, I'd like to emphasize when the dual vocational training, recent accession to the World Customs Organization are very important.
So we saw an increase of Austrian investment in Kosovo from 185 million euros to more than 200 million euros, which is also good news. Today we have two delegations actually from Austria visiting. One business delegation of companies partly already in the market, successfully working in Kosovo already. Some companies are new to the market. They are especially welcome, of course, and I hope we will connect them with business partners, with appropriate business partners in Kosovo, and to make them successful as well.
We are not so satisfied that we have only positive results in trade exchange. When you see investment or direct investment of Austria in Slovenia, when you see direct investment of Austria in Croatia, in Bosnia, and in Serbia, I think we have much more reason as Kosovo to work to promote business opportunities, to promote enforcing of rule of laws, and really together to start and to change bad image and bad perception regard to Kosovo. That's the reason why really I would like to thank all of you for finding time to be present today. We will be together till the day, and for all questions I will be with you to see how we can find a way to move forward.
We are on an ongoing process of the biggest investment in our country, which will be FDI, of around 1 billion euros. So it's a new power plant where we have the American investor with whom we are concluding commercial agreements. And next week will be one of the most important weeks of the project, but I can say also in the history of our country, especially when it comes to economy and the private investments, because we will have a visit from American investor and the visit of 8 executive directors of the World Bank, which will be the largest delegation in our country, with a lot of constituencies, so more than 50 countries presenting them here in Kosovo, and with American investor to define a date when we will sign the commercial agreements. And immediately after this, it will be, let's say, the most attractive part of the project, because the investor will prepare a tendering package for EPC, engineering, procurement, and construction. And I think that here the Austrian companies that want to be part of the competition are more than welcomed, since it will be also the technology that will be used. It will be one of the latest one of the best technologies, and especially these days also in our country and also globally when we are talking about climate change, but also the pollution that we have here. So it will be used supercritical technology, 40% efficiency, that we know that a lot of Austrian companies, of course, if they will express the interest, can be a part of this project.
We are very thankful to what Austria has contributed in our late history, and in the support that has been given into the institutional building of our state. Kosovo government is pleased to inform you that business environment in Kosovo has marked as significant improvements last year. So those are recognized by credible institutions, very credible reports, and also by the business community who's operating in Kosovo. We have been working very hard, and we have undertaken series of reforms with the principal goal of creating a pro-business environment, strengthening the private sector, as well as a secure, sustainable economic growth.
Furthermore, important milestones were also bilateral agreements, especially for the business people. It's agreement for promotion and protection of investment, which has been entered into force in February 2012, as well as agreement on development cooperation in force since 2010, and a large number of projects could be realized in the meantime in this framework of the Austrian Development Cooperation, and I'm sure we will hear today more about this by the Austrian representative of the Austrian Development Cooperation. Don't forget the agreement on financial cooperation by the Ministry of Finance. The soft loan agreement is a very important one. Hopefully new projects, and thank you very much.
Improve a lot when it comes to improve their energy efficiency measures in their productive mines as a sleeping beauty, because we have a lot of resources underground to, let's say, welcome in a way investors, and in this case also investors we have in this law. And the same thing that we are doing for energy sector, renewables, exports, selling good services and apps abroad. Kosovo, with the different companies and organizations in Kosovo, it's ICT.
Europe, and we have special trade measures with Japan, Norway, and the remaining barriers when it comes to negotiating with strategic foreign investors, but also domestic investors. It was mentioned that we have already been implementing stabilization and association agreement, making Kosovo a strategic place for all foreign direct investors, but also for investment. Qualitative and cheap labor force that we have here, they can produce products. By establishing up to now 8 industrial zones, we have established solid democratic institutions and